प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वाम् अनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्. In the last class held 1 month before, that's on 23rd January, we learned from the verses 30 of 7th chapter and verses 1 to 5 of the 8th chapter the following. After knowing that God has become everything, from the external universe to our own inmost ego, the spiritual aspirant takes refuge in God. Vasudevas sarvamiti samahatma sudullabha. We also learnt that such a one knows everything in spiritual world. He knows about God, he knows about the individual soul, he knows about the external world, and shall attain God realization by remembering Him even at the time of death. Let us start today with the next verse, verse number 6 of this chapter, chapter 8, which is called Akshara Parabrahma Yoga or Mahapurusha Yoga. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tamevaiti kaunteya sada tadbhava bhavitaha. Yam yam vapi na kevalam mam smaran madbhavam prapnotiti niyamaha kim tarhi. The previous verse told us that antakale chamameva smaran muktva kalevaram yaprayati samadbhavam yati. Whoever thinks about me at the last part of his life, last moment of his life, he will attain to me. That was what was told in the verse number 5. So it is further clarified. It is not only true that if somebody thinks about me at the last moment, he will attain to me. It is also true, whatever object or whatever form or whatever thought one thinks at the last moment, one becomes that thought. One becomes like that form or object. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tamevaiti kaunteya sada tadbhava bhavitaha. Yam yam vapi bhavam smaran. Whatever form or object one goes on thinking, ante kalevaram tyajati, thinking about whatever form at the last point of life, last moment of life, kalevaram tyajati, one gives up one's body. That means at the last moment, whatever form or object or idea one goes on thinking and leaves the body, tam tameva he kaunteya yeti. He will attain to that very form, that very object or that very idea. He becomes that idea. He becomes whatever he thinks at the last moment. Sada tadbhava bhavitaha. What is the reason for that one? Sada tadbhava bhavitaha. Always because he went on thinking about a particular object or about a particular form of God or demigod or an angel or any even other human beings. So whatever form or object we think about at the last moment, Sada tad bhava bhavita. Because he was deeply involved in meditating, contemplating on the particular form, his mind has taken that form. And therefore, when he leaves the body, the mind again would like to assume a form like that. So the next birth would be exactly on what we think as we would be at the last moment. Suppose I have been thinking that I will become a musician. So at the last moment, I think I will become like a Chambai Vaidyanatha Bhagavatar. Then your mind has been thinking all the time about some musician. So at the last moment that idea comes, let me become a musician. So your mind has already assumed the form of a musician. So when this body is left, another body, it is we who manufacture. The individual soul manufactures its own body. It is no ghost comes and manufactures. As Swami Vivekananda said, we digest our own food, we make our heart work, we make our lungs breathe. No other ghost is sitting inside. Similarly, we make our body grow. We make our body grow from the 1 foot body to 8 foot body. So we make it grow. We are sitting inside. What is our plan of growing a body? The last idea that we had, so that I should become a musician. So I will make my body in such a way. So I must have a very beautiful voice. I must have a very beautiful memory. I must have an understanding of different sapta swaras. So all these things, as if it is all working in my mind. According to that one, I will make my senses, I will make the body and its formation little by little. Because I have been doing it for hundreds and thousands of lives. Every life I am making a body for myself. Without my knowing, now I am not remember, but I have made it. I have made my own body. So I have made a body of a sculptor. I have made my body as a warrior. I have made my body like a sprinter, like a athlete. So suppose I think of a musician, I will make a body of a musician for myself. So sada tad bhava bhavitaha, because constantly thinking about that form, he has been influenced deeply by that form. So he feels very much attracted. This should be the form that I should assume. So next birth he will assume the same form. So yam vapi smaran bhavam, whatever form one goes on thinking. Ante kalevaram tyajati, leaves one's body at the last moment. Tam tameva yeti, that very form he assumes. Sada tadbhava bhavitaha, because he was steeped in the meditation or contemplation on that form. So what we think about influences our life, we all know. Suppose I go on thinking about noble things, my whole character becomes a noble character. Suppose I go on thinking of trivial things, mean things, so my character itself will become a mean character. This is, we see in our life, children are so much influenced. Suppose you take them to a Harikatha Kalakshepam, he hears the Bhagavatar singing about Rama or Krishna or Narayana. So this fellow hears, he comes back and repeats what he has heard. So if the Bhagavatar has told about Arjuna, so he will come and act like an Arjuna in your home. Suppose you have taken him to some cinema, then in cinema somebody is just jumping about, frivolously singing some song. He will come back and enact the same thing to you. So suppose you take him to a circus, so people jumping about here and there. He will come home and he will also try to imitate the athletes in the circus. The clown he will try to imitate. You see our idea, how it influences our whole activity. The idea gets from outside, gets in and influences our idea. My idea influences my nerves, my muscles, my body, and my whole character changes. It is very common we see. If it continues in one line, if you go on thinking about a particular object or particular idea, so it creates such a deep impression in us we become very much steeped in that contemplation. We become attached to that particular idea or object. So when we pass away, we feel very strongly, oh, I must be like this. When you think I must be like a Greek figure, I must be like Sri Krishna, or I must be like a Shiva, so we will assume a form like that, provided we have done the satkarma for that. We have to have made certain, acted in that line. Simply thinking we don't do. In fact, by simply thinking, you cannot go deep into thinking. If you think and act in the same line, you go deep into a subject. For example, if you go on simply reading book on chemistry and never go to a laboratory and do some experiment, never enter somebody else's laboratory and see how he is doing experiment, your interest in chemistry will never become deep. But only studying books for some time, then you forget about it. Whereas, if you study chemistry and then get interested in chemistry, you go into somebody else's laboratory and see, you create a laboratory for yourself, you try to experiment something. That means you are going deeper and deeper, you will become a real chemist. So, not only thinking, but action also. So, a man, his thinking as well as his action decides his future. So, we have to think about a great idea and work for it also. If our work is there in line with our thinking, we are sure to assume that form in the next birth or shape our life even in this birth itself. So, thought and action must go hand in hand. The theory and practice must go hand in hand. So here, whatever form, in the previous sloka it was told, you go on thinking about me, and at the last moment also we are going to think about me. When we think about God, we leave the body and go to God. Because we have been thinking about God, so we are always thinking, oh, our Lord is there, so He is like this, He is so compassionate, He is my Father, so He will be welcoming me in His house, in His heaven. So we will be thinking in all these lines. So when we leave the body, we see the whole thing has become a reality. We go into the abode of that God. So all the gods and goddesses have their own abodes. Lakshmi has her own abode, Shakti has her own abode, Devi has her own abode, Ramakrishna has his own abode, what we call as Loka, Ramakrishna Loka. So Ramakrishna Loka is there. So those who contemplate on Ramakrishna, they go and enter this Ramakrishna Loka, with which all the ideas associated with Ramakrishna are there. If you go into Ramakrishna Loka, you will see a Dakshineshwar there, you will see a Jairam Bhatti there, you may see Belur Math there, you may see a Madras Math also there, because this is also associated with Sri Ramakrishna. So if you go into that one, everything that we associated with Ramakrishna, he will be there. So you will feel, oh, I have come to the place where I was contemplating, it is true, it is there. And along with that not being the place, all the people who were associated, Ramakrishna will be there, Holy Mother will be there, direct disciples will be there, and the first generation of the disciples will be there. So all the people, all the devotees who were there, devoted to Sri Ramakrishna who left, so they are also found there. So we find, oh, it is all true, this Ramakrishna Loka is true. And I was contemplating, I go and live there. Later on it will be revealed that it is, as long as I am attached to the idea of Ramakrishna alone, I will be in that Ramakrishna Loka. Then I will know that it is only a part of this infinite Brahman. So all lokas are part and parcel of that Brahman. We are also part of that. So we enter into all the lokas. Slowly, through Ramakrishna, we enter into all the lokas. We go into Devi Loka, we go into Shiva Loka, we go into Narayana Loka, and we know all the lokas and everything about all the lokas. So an infinite knowledge comes to us. So this happens by meditating on God. So this sloka says, not only you enter into the abode of God by meditating on God, constantly thinking about God, in your life. Suppose in our life we go on thinking about any form, we become that. Therefore we must be careful. If we think about bad things, the bad ideas will affect us, and these bad ideas will influence our body, our nerves, our mind, our senses. That transforms our personality into a bad personality. So, what we think is very, very important. Swami Vivekananda always used to say, great deeds are the results of great thoughts. If we think great, then we can do great. First of all, we think, then only we do, act. So, before acting, we must have a great thought to act upon. So, fill the mind with great thoughts. Always think that I will do something great in my life. I will be a great person. I will be a great social leader. I will be a great spiritual leader. I will be a great moral person. I will be a good, ideal father, ideal mother, ideal brother. So if you fill this idea with our mind, into our mind, we become that. So wherever we are, we become what we think. And we think in which, we believe. Suppose I believe to become a great person in society, either as a father or a mother or a brother or a sister, it is a great thing. We should not be an ordinary namby-pamby person. Suppose you think like that, that means you have a faith that I should become great. So this faith goads you how to become a great brother. So you see all the great brothers, the brother like Sri Ramachandra, who gave up everything for his brothers. He went into the wild, the forest, giving the whole kingdom to his younger brother. I must be like that. So if you go on thinking like that, we will also become like a Rama, an ideal brother. First the idea must come, and before that idea comes, we must have faith in that idea. Faith means liking, desire to become, sankalpa, Ch8.6, desire, the strong will that I must become good. So if this will comes, then the ideas we accept, and these ideas will influence all our other activities. So idea and activity combined together, we become that. Whatever is one's faith, one becomes. Yoyat shraddha sayeva saha. The Upanishad says, whatever is one's faith, one becomes. Suppose I strongly believe that I must be a saint like Tyagaraja. You will become, if you feel very strongly, then you will begin to act in that line. Whatever Tyagaraja did, I will also do. And slowly, I will shape myself as another second Tyagaraja. So this faith makes one. So constant thinking gives this faith. So we begin to love a thing after long practice. Whenever first we take up singing or to play on a musical instrument, first you don't like it. Sari, Gama, Pada, Nisa. Who gets interested in it? Everybody, you are also disgusted, the neighbors are also disgusted. But for hours together you are playing Saragama Padanisa. Then afterwards you become expert in playing harmonium after playing for a long time. So the first 6 months or 1 year you go on playing and on the primary notes. That is you require a great willpower. Where do you get that willpower? Some previous samskara is there in you. You were a harmonium vidwan. That is why you are attracted to harmonium. Though other people are disgusted, hey, what is this harmonium? No, I want to learn harmonium. You will not leave. All the great people's life you see, those people that have become great in their own way, others did not like. Somebody wants to become a cricketer. So what will cricket give to you? Only for 4 or 5 years you will be a national player. Afterwards, what will you do? Don't go for cricket. Go for IIT. So, no, I want to become a cricketer. He has to oppose. What makes him decide about being a cricketer? His previous samskara are there. In the old previous janma, he was a cricketer. So he is attracted to cricket again. So the whole society opposes, his family opposes, but he will go and play, and one day you will find this fellow is at the top of the World Cup. So the beginning the tremendous faith comes. Faith comes by the previous samskaras. The previous samskaras have come by constantly practicing. What we call as the aptitude. Aptitude can be created. In the beginning, nobody can know who becomes what. Slowly, when we take into a line and then go on working in a particular line, we develop an aptitude. When once you develop an aptitude, very easily you proceed in that particular line. This is what we call as swadharma. Swadharma is that which is natural to us. Some people very naturally take to reading. Some people very naturally they take to playing. Some people very naturally take to helping others. Very naturally people nurse other people. So some people naturally keep quiet. They don't talk at all. Though all people are talking, but these people are keeping quiet. How do you keep quiet? I cannot keep quiet for 1 minute. That is your nature. You cannot keep quiet. You will make on going and talking to everybody. Whereas there are some people, they hear 100 words from you. They will not even say yes or no. What do you say? That much. There are some people, it is a samskara. You see, they have developed in that line. So we develop ourselves by constant thinking. So he says, whatever thinking, whatever object or form we think about, leave alone the God's form, even ordinary forms also. Suppose I gone doting on my younger brother or elder brother or grandfather, I will become like grandfather. So in Puranas there are so many instances are there. There they went on doting upon their pet animal. One rishi was there. One rishi got a small young one of a deer. So this deer he brought, a young one, went on feeding it and got so much attached to the dear one. So that went on growing up and getting the love of this rishi. The animal got attached to the rishi. There was nothing wrong in it. Whereas this rishi got attached to this animal. So when death came, he was thinking about that animal. He became an animal afterwards. But then because he was a great rishi, he remembered all the spiritual thoughts that he had thought about. Though as a deer in the next birth, he behaved like a very, very good deer, very silent, quiet, like a rishi. So the story goes on like that. So the thoughts shape our life, especially the thoughts that come at the last part of our life. Last part of our life, which thought will come? The thought that I have thought throughout my life will only come at the last moment. Just as in a day. Suppose I think my whole life is one day. So whatever major works I have done in a particular direction, that I will remember at the end of the day. Suppose the whole of the day you are busy in arranging for some auspicious ceremony in your house. So you are arranging for the inauguration of your new house, let us say. From morning till evening, you have been decorating the house, you are putting kolam, you are inviting people, you are arranging toranam, you are doing everything. So it is not complete yet. So 3/4 of it is complete. Tomorrow is the inauguration. Before you go to bed, what will you think? You will not think about your food. You will not think about your coffee. You will not think about any of your relative. You will think about inauguration. From morning till evening you are doing inauguration. So his Torana flying and then writing the column and putting the doors right, polishing the windows. The whole thing has been in line of inauguration. So before you go to bed, the whole thing comes, to inauguration. 25% is remaining. 75%, what did I do? So the whole thing that you did from morning till evening comes back to you as a cinema. And when you go to bed, you may be dreaming that the house has been already inaugurated. So it's no, it should not be inaugurated, another 25% is to be done. Then you are shouting, then you get up in the night. So it is a dream. You are not only thinking about it at the last moment, whole dream is colored with that word. Your morning, as soon as you get up, inauguration. The first thought you get is inauguration. So in our life also, the majority of work, suppose we do good, we will be thinking about good thoughts at the last moment. At the last moment you cannot get suddenly a good thought. So he says, Tam tame veti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavitaha. having thought about a single thought or a form throughout the life, one is colored, one's mind is colored by that one, so he attains to that very form in the next birth. So suppose I go on thinking about spiritual things and about spiritual life, about God and godly life, and I may not have attained the highest in spiritual life this birth. At the last moment, I will think about God. Oh Lord, I did not have a darshan of you. I could not get a vision of you. At the last moment, this idea will come. At that very moment, the Lord appears. We get His vision. And then we will no more come back to this earth. When once you have a vision of God, you go directly to that God's abode. So, whatever we think at the last moment, we become that. So, this is not only true with respect to the idea of God, about the worldly things also. If a man goes on thinking about worldly things, he will have another worldly life in the next birth also. He will be born and he will be doing, suppose he goes on thinking about engineering, he may be born as an engineer next time. He was an engineer now, he will be an engineer next time also. Like that, his engineering life will go on, life after life. So this idea that we must control our thought, if in whatever direction we want to become. Suppose I want to become better, I must think higher and higher thoughts. Suppose I want to become an expert in a particular line, think about that one. Swami spoke about this one. Take an idea and be mad after it. Think of it, dream of it, and then you will become that. That is the one way of success, he said. Success in every field, secular as well as spiritual field. Half-hearted effort will not take us much far. So we go to an extent, afterwards we stop there. But if we go on thinking about it, more and more seriousness will come and we progress, and in the end we attain to that object. So if yasmat purva vasanayeva antakale smriti hetuhu, because whatever we have thought throughout our life will come into our upper mind in the last moment. That has been the experience. So whoever has been good at the last moment also, they will be uttering something very good. Gandhi was shot. He did not know that he would be shot on that day. He just went for prayer. But as soon as he was shot, what did he say? Hey Ram, Hey Ram. He did not say, Hey Manu, Hey Manu. Manu Bhai was his grandson. He could have called his Manu, Manu. He did not call Manu. So he did not call Manu, he did not call Kasturba, he did not call his son Devdas, he did not call anyone. He called God, Ram, Hey Ram. You see, all his life he has lived in the family, but he has never taken this family to be the goal of his life. He has lived for the society, he did not take the society as the goal of his life. All through he has been thinking about Ram only. I have to serve Ram through all these people around me. Everybody is Ram for me. Therefore I am serving Ram. So whenever he serves, he thinks I am serving Ram. He is remembering Ram only. So without any notice, suddenly the bullet shots come. The utterance of his words he uttered was, Hey Ram, Hey Ram. So this is the greatness. You see, he thought he was a real spiritual man. Real spiritual man, he has been thinking about Ram all his life. At the last moment, he utters the same word. Similarly, all the great people. Tyagaraja, he was singing about Rama all the way. He could know that he is going to pass away on the noon of so-and-so day. So he just sat himself, asked all the disciples, so you come and sing Ram now. All of them started singing. So Tyagaraja was listening. Slowly closed his eyes, went into Bhava Samadhi and left his body. You see, last moment he wanted to hear the Lord's name and he left. We have our own Swamis. One Swami was there in charge of our Mangalore center. He was in Madras. He joined here as a brahmachari way back during Swami Kailasanandaji's time. So this Swami, Gopal Maharaj we used to call him, much senior to me. He was so dedicated to the work of the mission. He was running the dispensary in a very most efficient way. Afterwards he became the head of our Bangalore center. At the last part of his life, it happened some about 10 years back, maybe 9 or 10 years back. So he must be about 75 years. So at the last moment the doctor said, oh, this is a cancer. So this is a terminal case, we can't do anything. Then he came away from the hospital. He was sitting in the ashrama itself. So when the last day came, he said, all of you sing Ram Nam. So he was sitting on the cot, and then all the brahmacharis and other swamis, they all went on singing Ram Nam. He was tapping his hands like that. Ram Nam, he was going on like that. And just tapping, he lay himself down and left the body. See? Last moment. So he wanted to hear, he heard, and he is tapping also, giving rhythmic beats. Then he passed away. Even today, it is all true. One can live a life like that. If we are dedicated to God, we die with the name of God. And we can all do it. If we can control our thoughts and direct them in a particular way. So, this continuous practice of directing our thoughts for a higher life, this is important. Not one day only. One day we may think, we may come to an ashram, one day we may go to a pilgrimage, spend the whole day from morning till evening in prayer meditation. It is good, but that is not enough. A sort of a continuity must be kept. On the very next day, suppose we forget everything and absorb in our own worldly things, so that takes away all the effect of the previous day. Instead, so you go to a pilgrimage and come, but try to retain that memory. Try to think about that great experience you had in a particular pilgrimage, either Kedar or Badri or Varanasi or Vrindavan, wherever you go. You may go once in a life, but all your life you can contemplate upon that. So every time you think about that Vrindavan, you are in Vrindavan. After all, it is the mind that is going to see, that has seen Vrindavan. So in the mind it has brought the samskaras. So think about the places of Vrindavan, think about the places of Kashi, think about the places of Madurai in the mind itself. You might have visited Madurai once, but you can visit it 100 times in your mind. If you go on thinking about Madurai, that very thought will purify you. So the love for Meenakshi will increase. Love for Kamakshi will increase if you go on going to Kanchipuram and contemplating on Kanchipuram. So a consistent, continuous thinking of the noble thoughts, slowly cultivated day after day. I may not be able to think all the 24 hours. Let me think at least morning and in the evening. As soon as the morning time comes or evening time comes, put aside all our work. 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Now, this is the time for prayer. Tell your mind, this 15 minutes for God. All other time I have given to the world. So this 15 minutes I will give to God. So you go to your sannidhi, to your own worship place or into your own room. Think for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, once in the morning, once in the evening. This will help you so much. So you have meditated in the morning, you come out after 15 minutes, the mind is very peaceful. Oh, I have thought about God for 15 minutes, I have prayed to Him. Now He will help me in all my work. You feel that there is an extra help for you in your work. Otherwise you would have felt, I have to do this work. But when you come from prayer, when you want to go and start your work, now I have prayed, now God's power is with me. God will work through me. He will help me. An extra power works with you. So when you come to the middle of the day, the noon, so you will be thinking, oh, in the evening again I have to pray. In the morning, my mind was so calm, I could do my work so well. So in the evening also if I pray, then I will have an extra energy also for tomorrow. Even in the middle of the day, you are thinking about the evening prayer. Evening prayer has not come, but already the evening prayer has entered into your mind. This is how the whole day gets colored. So you may be doing your work, but the mind will be busy with God. This is what Swami Brahmanandaji said. You put 3/4 of your mind in God, and you can work all your duties in this world with 1/4 of the mind. So if your mind is, a part of the mind is busy, with God. And the other part of the mind, you are doing the worldly work. So all your worldly duties are going on very well, because your mind is calm. With a calm mind, you will require a very short time to do things. Whereas a ruffled mind, you take a long time, you do mistakes, and you get ruffled more. The more you get ruffled, more dirty and clumsy becomes your work. So, work to be perfect, that we must have a calm mind, and prayer gives you a calm mind. So, prayer is not only useful for spiritual life, it is help for our temporal life also. So, we start with a prayer in the day, and we end the day with a prayer. So, the two parts of the day, the morning and in the evening, if you hold tight, the whole day is in your control. Suppose you take a thread and hold the two ends, the thread will become straight. If you hold one and leave the other, it will not become straight. Hold the two ends, then you can hold the thread straight in whichever way you want. You can hold it tight, you can hold it loose, you can hold it north to south or east to west, in whatever way you want, you can handle it. But your hold on the beginning and the end must be there. Similarly, the day, we can make it suitable to us. The day should not go bad. The day must be very auspicious for me. This day must give me something fruitful. Suppose you want it, hold the day by the two ends. Start the day with a prayer and end the day with a prayer. Then the thought of the prayer comes in between also. So that means that keeps us aware of the direction in which we have to go. We are in life, it is all right. We have our duties, it is all right. But what are the duties for? These duties are to give me the knowledge of my own self, and these duties are to give satisfaction of my serving the society in which I am. These are the two goals of life. Swami Vivekananda said, human goal can be described as twofold. One is for elevation, for realization of one's own self. Another is doing good to the world, helping the world, whoever is struggling to come forward, try to give some help to him. And the highest help would be for spiritual growth. To make somebody grow spiritually, first of all, he must be morally good. So he must give him moral education. If morally he has to be good, he must have some basic necessities fulfilled. Otherwise you cannot expect a coolie to be a perfectly moral man. A coolie must be given his own necessities of food, drink, dress and shelter. So the help to the society comes from the physical to the mental to the intellectual to the moral and to the spiritual level. So help the society, that is one part of our goal. And another part is by helping the society, we are growing in our spiritual stature. I help the people thinking that I am worshipping God in them. Shivajnane Jiva Seva. In every being God is there. Even in a dog God is there. Even in a human being God is there. Everywhere God is there. Whatever good I do to any being, I am worshipping God in that particular form. So if this idea comes, it just makes my mind purer and holier. When I sit for meditation, I can pray with great earnestness. I can shed tears sincerely, and tearful prayer, the most powerful spiritual means according to Sri Ramakrishna. Swami Shivanandaji, once he was returning from Dakshineshwar, in the Dakshineshwar temple garden, he was meditating. Sri Ramakrishna was in his room. Then Shivanandaji came. At that time he was called Tarak. So he returned. Then Sri Ramakrishna asked, "Did you meditate?" "Yes, I meditate." "How did you meditate?" "I sat under the tree and then meditated." "Did you shed tears for God?" Then Shivanandaji said, "A little tears I shed." "No, you must pour. The tears should pour like the stream of a river. You must weep for God. Then only God will come down to you. By sincerely praying to God, one realizes God. what the yoga will bring, what jnana will bring, what logic will bring, what all other austerities will bring, will be brought by the sincere prayer, shedding tears, weeping for God. Oh Lord, you are my father and mother, and reveal yourself to me. When we pray with tearful eyes, that is the most powerful means, spiritual sadhana. So Sri Ramakrishna taught, this will come when the mind becomes pure by becoming selfless. Our selfless thoughts make us separate from everyone. When we go to help others, we become one with everyone. So when we serve society in some means, in some way, then our mind becomes expanded. So this expanded mind is the holy mind. It's the auspicious mind. When we sit for meditation, our prayers become deep and sincere, and we can get real vision of God. So spiritual progress comes through selfless activity and service. And selfless activity and service can come only if you have got a spiritual bent of mind. If you think that God is there in everyone, you will serve them with all sincerity. If you serve them with all sincerity, you are able to realize God through deep prayers, sincere prayers. One is complementary to the other. One supplements the other. Therefore, work and worship are not contradictory. So if worship has to become really sincere, our work must be very sincere. If work has to be very sincere, then worship must be there behind it. So work and worship can go hand in hand until work itself becomes worship. In the great people's life, whatever they work, they don't consider it as work at all. It is worship itself. Swami Vivekananda said, may I be born thousands of times and suffer thousands of miseries to serve the only God that exists, the only God that I believe in, the sum total of all souls. He says, I want to serve the human beings. That is my greatest religion. For him, work has become worship. He wants to serve humanity. I don't want anything else. I have lost interest in my moksha, he says. I have lost interest in attaining to Brahman. I am interested only in working for the welfare of others. Like Buddha. Buddha was asked to enter into nirvana. Then he said, no, I will not enter. All the beings in the world must enter nirvana. I will enter lost. So he is called the Amitabha Buddha. So the last state of Buddha, before he entered, so he was called the Amitabha Buddha. So this Amitabha Buddha is worshipped as one of the greatest Buddhas, because he said, no, I will not enter nirvana. And when enter the Brahmajnana, if I go into Brahmajnana, I will forget about this whole world. I don't want to do that. Let all the beings enter into nirvana. Then only I will go. Like Yudhishthira. You see, Yudhishthira was going at the last moment, and then he was to enter the heaven. Then Indra said, you can enter the heaven, but the dog cannot come. Dog was following him. Dharmaraja said, no, this dog must go first, then only I will go. All must go. So this work becomes worship. All of us can experience it. When we do with great devotion any little work, we get so much of peace in that work. And through that work, when we sit for meditation or worship, we get a joy in it. So the joy of worship comes from selfless work. Selfless work becomes selfless when we have God in our heart. So it is not at all contradictory. So this last moment to think about God decides our future life. But how to think about God at the last moment? Try to think about Him day by day. So if you are thinking day by day, little by little, then it accumulates. And these accumulated impressions in our mind make us think about the Lord. Just as in a day, whatever we are doing for a particular, with a particular purpose, that will come to our mind when we go to sleep. Similarly, the end of life is like going into a sleep, because again we are going to come into life in another body. So it is just like going to sleep after a day's work. During the day, go on thinking about God little by little. that creates a deep impression. At the last moment, we cannot try to think about God if we have not thought about Him earlier. Just like without reading all through the year, suppose you go to examination and you want to write. So for 8 days, you have just memorized a few lessons, you have gone to the examination hall. So when you see the question paper, you do not understand the question themselves, leave alone writing answer. You don't understand the question at all, because you have never read anything. Only a few subjects you have prepared, perhaps those questions have not come there. And all the questions have come in the portion which you have not read. So you cannot do anything there. Suppose you have read all, from beginning to end, all the subjects. Wherever he gives a question, oh, I know this one. So you clear the whole paper. Confidently you attack the questions. Similarly, our last moment will be what we have done throughout our life. If we go on thinking about God throughout our life, last moment naturally we think about God. Therefore he said, it's a general rule. Whatever we think about throughout our life, it comes as a memory or as a wish at the last part of our life. We wish what we have done all through our life, and we do in our life what we wish. So I wish that I should always eat sweets. Throughout my life I will be going on eating sweets only. Suppose I become ill. Suppose somebody wants to say, are you having good food? No, I am not having good food. But all good food is being given, only sweets are not given. So I say, they don't give me sweets at all. So they have, no, sweets you cannot eat, you are now ill. After you become well, we will give you any amount of sweets. Then you try to become well as early as possible, and the first thing after you become well is, you give me that sweet. You see? So the wish will carry you. So that wish at the last moment also, it appears naturally. So when we go on thinking about God as part and parcel of our worldly life, we have our duties, we do our duties, but that does not mean that we should not think about God also. In world we do so many things. It is not only one thing that I do. If a mother is there, it is not that she only goes on feeding her child. So she also attend to her own needs. She attends to her husband's needs also. If she may be going to school and teaching the school also, at the same time she takes care of children also. So many things we do simultaneously. Similarly, if you have got 5 duties, include this prayer and meditation as the 6th duty. Just as I cook, just as I serve so and so, serve the son, serve the grandson, serve the husband, so serve God also. 15 minutes I must give for God. Include that one into your itinerary of the day. So daily it just comes in your routine. It creates such a deep impression because it is a very powerful practice. The taking the name of God or contemplating on God or thinking about God is such a powerful thing. It just effaces all the other evil tendencies. Evil thoughts may come, but one thought, good thought, is 100 times stronger than the evil thoughts. That is why one good thought of God comes means it destroys all the evil tendencies. Bad people become very good when they come in touch with saints. We have seen so many instances. The Valmiki incident. He was Ratnakara, a brigand. He was just looting everybody. He comes into contact with the rishis. They said, why are you doing all these bad things? He said, I have to support my family. All right, you are supporting your family, but who will take the sins? You are creating so much of problems for so many others, taking away your money, their money, and they are all put to trouble, they are cursing you. All these sins will come to you. Do your people also whom you are helping in your family share with these sins? Go and ask them. Then only he thought, you see, I am doing this one and sins are coming to me. But in sins, only I have to bear the sins. But all my people for whom I am struggling, whether they take part in my sins or what, let me go and ask. So those rishis said, you go and ask and come, we will wait here. He went and then he asked them, Ask the wife, ask the daughters, ask the sons. You see, I am doing this brigand's job. Every day hundreds of people are being looted. So all their curse is upon me. Will you also share this sin? They said, why should we share? It is your duty to serve us. We are your children, we are your wife, we are your relatives. It is your duty to serve. We are here only to enjoy. So suffering of the sin, that is yours. Then he said, what? So these people go on enjoying at my expense and I will have to suffer all the sin. He said, no more brigandship. He gave up the brigandship. No sir, they are so selfish, they want to take one part of it. Another part of it, they want me only to suffer. What selfishness! In this world all are vanchakas, one song sang. One saint sang, in this world all are vanchakas, all deceits. They only take the good from you. When the bad comes, all of them will leave you and go. This is the nature of the world. Ratnakara came to know about it. Then he surrendered himself to Narada. Then he taught him the Ramanama. Then he became a saint. A sinner, how did he become a saint? So much of sin was there. Evil thoughts were there, evil actions were there, evil impressions were there. But the thought of God, the name of God, destroyed the whole thing. In Sri Ramakrishna's life, Girish Ghosh, all his life when Girish Ghosh came to Sri Ramakrishna, he was about 42-year-old. 42-year-old of profligate life he has led. All sorts of sins he has committed. But when he came to Sri Ramakrishna and started meditating upon him, taking his name, all his impressions were destroyed, bad impressions. Evil was effaced and he became greater than any ordinary saint. He became a holiness personified. How could it happen? Because the thought of God, thought of good, is more powerful than the thought of the evil. So it can interact. Sri Ramakrishna used to give the example, the evils are like darkness. They have no strength in it. That is why when we do evil, we become ourselves weak. Suppose you commit some evil, you tell some lie. You always are afraid whether I will be caught. When you tell a truth, you are never afraid. Will anybody say, why did you tell a truth? You never even think about it. The always truthfulness is good. Good will also make strong. So you are never worried. When you tell one lie, especially the children, they don't have to tell you that they have told a lie. You look at their face, then you know that they have told a lie. The way he looks, he is so much ashamed, he is so much hesitant. So I have told a lie, what will mother say? That will reveal itself. Hey, Soniyaraniya, he will accept. So, weakness is the evil things, evil thoughts are very weak. Therefore, it is easy to destroy them with a truthful or good or divine spiritual thought. So Sri Ramakrishna used to say, the evils are like the darkness and the good thoughts, the name of God, the thinking about God is like bringing a light. To destroy 1,000 years of darkness in a room, does it require 1,000 years of light? One flash is enough. One flash of light will destroy 1,000 years of darkness. Whole room is light. Where did it go? It went. From where it came, it may be 1,000 years old. It cannot stand. The light, it just disappears. It has no existence. Evil has no existence. Swami Vivekananda was very eloquent about this. Evil also is a manifestation of love, he said. There is only one force in this whole world, because this whole world is full of God. So it is love only. Only love works everywhere. A man is evil because his flow of love was stopped. So it is a sort of a distraction or taking him away from the main path. So it has taken a distracted route. Otherwise, that also would be only love. If you go and inquire, why did you become a thief? He says, we were all in great difficulty. I had no job. Therefore, I had to go for stealing. So, suppose you had given him an honest job, he would not have become a thief. So, he wanted to express himself in the right way. Right way was stopped. Therefore, he took the wrong way. It is an aberration. So, the real way, the real flow is only towards the right. Everyone wants to go the right path. Everyone wants to love. Even when we do evils, that will be for the love of somebody. Somebody loves someone, so he wants to help. He thinks to help him, if he can rob someone and help him, that will be help. That is only aberration. When he said, if you are helping someone and you are creating problem for another, it is not a help at all. When he realizes this one, automatically he gives up his evil ways of living. So, there is only one love that is working everywhere. What we call as hatred, what we call as evil, is only an aberration of love. So there is only goodness here in this world, only we have no pure holy mind to see it. That is why holy people, they never see evil at all. When they see evil, they think it is an aberration, it can be corrected. When Ramanuja was there at Srirangam, so there was a big procession of Ranganatha going on. Then he found one wrestler is walking along, and God Ranganatha is going. Everybody is looking at Ranganatha's procession. This wrestler, he has got a young wife by his side. He is looking at the face of his wife. All are looking at God. This fellow is looking at the face of his wife without even being distracted for one moment. The whole crowd is jiggling at him, laughing at him. He is not aware at all. He is so much fascinated by the beauty of the face of his wife. She is looking at her. Ramanuja looked at it. All people thought this fellow is a scoundrel. That is why he is not looking at God, he is looking at this woman's face. Ramanuja looked at him. This fellow is a great saint. He is only distracted, so he should be given a proper direction. He called that. Hey, Dhanurdas, come. What are you looking at? I am looking at my beautiful face of my wife. Shall I show you a more beautiful face than that? Impossible, sir. No, nothing more beautiful than this face can be there. You come with me. I shall show you. If it is more beautiful, will you leave this wife and come with me to be the servant of that person? Yes. He takes him into the shrine of Ranganatha. Look at the Lord. And he gives him the darshan. He gives the vision of the Lord. When the Lord's vision comes, where is the beauty of this human beauty? Where is the divine beauty of God? This man surrenders at that moment. All his life he becomes a great saint. See, a person with so much of lustful thoughts turned into a saint by the holy touch and holy grace. It is holy people. Holiness and godliness are such powerful thoughts. They can destroy all the evil in us. It doesn't matter how much evil there is. It is only darkness. And holy thoughts are like the light. They will disappear. So that's what the great avatars come to show. Show the examples. By touch, they will convert the sinners into saints. Bagavad Gita also says, Apichet suduracharo bhajate mam ananya bhak sadhureva samantavyaha samyak vyavasito hi saha Kshipram bhavati dharmatma shashvachanti nigacchati. Kshipram bhavati dharmatma. He will become a saint instantaneously when he takes refuge under me. Let him be the greatest saint. Sudurachara. Let him be the greatest saint. Doesn't matter. If he takes refuge under me, Kshipram bhavati dharmatma. He becomes a dharmatma. It's a great saintly person. That is the power of spiritual thoughts, spiritual ideas. So Sri Ramakrishna has demonstrated this in the life of Girish Chandra Ghosh. We see in the life of Buddha. He goes to Amrapali, a Vaishya, a bad-charactered woman, a courtesan. He makes her into a saint. So Angulimala, he is a dacoit. Angulimala gets converted by Buddha and he becomes a saint, immortal. So all these great people show us that there is no evil that cannot be conquered by the spiritual thoughts. So if spiritual thoughts are cultivated gradually, day by day, they will appear at the last moment. At the last moment when the spiritual thoughts come, we attain to our spiritual goal. we attain to God. So easy way. Last moment we cannot create a spiritual thought. But if we go on doing the spiritual exercises gradually all our life, 15 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, 1 hour a day, like that, all this gets accumulated. At the last moment, we begin to think in a spiritual way, and our whole next life will be a spiritual culmination. We attain to our spiritual goal of God realization. So this simple way has been told, then the same idea continues. We will take it up in our next class. Vasudeva Sutan Devam Kamsachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum.